Hello my darlings, I hope you're all doing very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy and you have your snacks and your beverages because it is that time again where I look at tattoo TikToks. This is my absolute favourite series to do. This is your favourite series to watch. We never know what we're going to get with each of these videos and I think that's why I like doing it so much because every video is so different. Before I get started, I'm super happy to announce that this video is sponsored by Aura. Have you ever googled yourself and were shocked to see that your very personal information was listed on those public listing sites? Now of course there is a lot of information about me online due to my job and I'm okay with that, but my super personal information, I am not okay with, and I don't think anyone should be either. I'm super conscious when it comes to internet safety, just because I've seen so many horror stories about people being scammed, and I am a kid of the 90s as well, so internet safety has been drilled in my head from a very young age. I kind of grew up as the internet come about. And the thing is, scammers are becoming so crafty with what they do. They are so believable. And did you know data brokers are making an absolute fortune off of selling your personal information? They will happily sell your information to robocallers, spammers, scammers, and others that want to learn more information about you, for example, where you live. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do so. So let Aura do all of the hard work for you. What I love about Aura is it is super easy to set up, and you also don't have to download several different apps for several different things. For example, parental controls, antivirus, a VPN, there's password management, identity theft insurance, and so much more. You get everything at one affordable price and at all one place. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online so you can focus on other tasks with a peace of mind. You can either let people continue to exploit and profit off of your personal information, or go to aura.com/treacle to start your 2-week free trial today. That's aura.com/treacle to start your 2-week free trial today. I just want to say thank you so much to Aura for sponsoring this video. Now let's see what TikTok has on offer for us today. Okay, we're ready? Yes? Okay, let's go. What is happening here? Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. No, 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 no. Are you serious right now? This is on like a busy road as well. Like this looks like a main road. Are you freaking kidding me with this right now? This is not safe. This can't be safe. No. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. Like anyone will do, what is that? Anyone will do anything for views nowadays. Like we knew that, but this takes the cake. I am shook. This could go so wrong. Imagine if they fell over. I mean, I think that's the least of their worries right now, right? Oh, hell no. Oh my gosh. I should have known. The song, I'm gonna have to mute it sadly, but the song that is in the background of this is the Jackass theme song. You know what? I'm honestly so glad that social media wasn't a huge thing when Jackass was in like its biggest popular era, right? Could you just imagine? I know there is idiots on social media, but do you know how many people will try and replicate Jackass back then? I mean, people tried to do that anyway, but with like TikTok and YouTube and everything, it would be crazy, right? But I already reacted to one person doing this on a bike. I thought that was bad enough. I mean, the result of that one wasn't too bad. This one, horrific. So bad. Oh, it's Jessica. Okay, Jessica is a really nice tattoo artist. I speak to her from time to time, mainly about Real Housewives. But she is such a sweetheart. Anyway, sorry.
Time for a tattoo story time. Or apprentice story time, depending on how you want to look at it. So my mentor only pretty much let me get tattooed by him. And so I was getting a back piece. Anyway, so a big session. This was like, I'm not sure if this was working my back piece or my like whole leg piece, but it doesn't really matter. So it was my birthday and I was coming from a birthday dinner. So I was pretty lit. We were doing an after hours tattoo, as you do, because she always wanted to get me alone. And yeah, so I was pretty lit. I think that he gave me a pill, but it might not have been him, so I don't want to like say that, but I'm like 99% sure he gave me like a Vicodin or something like that. I black out. And then fast forward, like, I don't know, a month later or something like that, these shirts arrived for the shop, like merch shirts. And on the shirts were my bare ass pussy. Like, the photo was of my butt, and pussy from behind. They had slapped like a Three Kings tattoo sticker on my butt cheek, which I vaguely remember that. I did not know they were taking photos, and I did not know that my vagina was gonna be in these photos that I didn't know about. And I especially didn't know that they were going to put that on shirts in which to give to clients and sell. Yeah, so that was pretty traumatic. I laughed it off at the time because I didn't know what else to do. I figured if I pretended like I was in on the joke, it wouldn't hurt so bad. And then, like, fast forward to like 10 years later, I'm at a shop, and one of the tattooers was wearing one of those shirts. Different shop. So yeah. So if you are in the New York City tattoo industry and you have one of those shirts or know someone who does, please just try it, because I'm not really happy about it. Thank you.
Oh, this breaks my goddamn heart. Are you kidding me with this? That is horrific on so many levels. Oh, that's a lot. That is a lot to be drugged without your permission. To start off with, that in itself is problematic, but to take photos, graphic photos of someone without their permission while they're under the influence, how would anyone think that's okay? How would anyone think that would be funny in any context? It seems, because obviously I'm not a tattoo artist, I've never worked in a tattoo studio, but there is such a huge power dynamic within tattoo studios. I've seen it through making my content over the years and making content about, you know, the tattoo boys club. But it seems like it's so incredibly hard to speak up against behavior like this. Otherwise, you're going to end up with no job and a bad reputation because you couldn't take a joke. That's what it seems like to me lately. It needs to stop. It needs to end. Like, how many more people are going to go through something like this? When does it stop? Where is the line? You know, it's bad enough that people were having graphic photos taken of them and put on merch, and then there's people being sexually assaulted by tattoo artists. There's people being, you know, raped by tattoo artists, and nobody says anything. And they get protected, and it's like, obviously it's not Jessica's fault or anything. Like, again, power dynamics, sometimes you cannot say anything. And it's just like, why do tattoo artists get away with it? This is like the worst thing about the tattoo industry, and I will always sing its praises because there is so much good out there, but this is horrible, and it's so toxic, and it's frightening. God. It's awful. A lot of the comments on this post are saying, you know, like, you should sue. But then that's obviously expense, you know, like lawsuits, especially in America, are so expensive. I cannot believe this. And she has tagged this original studio. I mean, she mentioned it in the video, but as she's tagged it and it's public knowledge, you know, she's putting it out there, I am too. It is Three Kings Tattoo Parlor in Brooklyn. So if you have any desire to go there or to get tattooed there, personally, if you want my opinion, don't support it, okay? Don't go there. Vile behaviour. Unbelievably disappointing. Like, I would love to sit here and make so much content about how good the tattoo industry is, but I also feel like I have to make awareness for the terrible stuff to keep people safe, you know? It's going to be hard to move on from this because it's so serious, so I don't know, I just feel incredibly sad right now, you know?
Tattoos you're going to regret in the next 10
Lord.
years, part 3. Finger tattoos are almost guaranteed to fade and drop out in
Not
time.
always.
I love my finger tattoos, but you got to be willing to have them touched up occasionally. As long as you're happy with that, by all means. I love them. They're some of my favourite tattoos, but there is upkeep. If you're someone that's not willing to keep up with the maintenance, you're going to hate them. They will look shit. I've had my fingers done 3 times now, so You know, it's the nature of it. I lift weights, so they're going to drop out.
Yeah, I mean, it is very much a case-by-case situation, depending on who you are as a person, what your job is, what type of finger tattoos you have. I always like to use my heart tattoo on my finger here. I got this in 2012, so it's 11 years old at this point now. And apart from the obvious aging, you know, the lines are a bit thicker and all of that, I still haven't had one touch up on my finger heart tattoo, but of course it's a basic tattoo. I also haven't had a job where I've used my hands a lot, to be honest with you. I worked in retail for a long time, didn't obviously use my hands that much, you know, apart from like clearing up clothes and what have you. And then now obviously I make content for a job, so I only type and stuff like that, which is obviously the pads of my fingers. But of course, if you're lifting weights or you have a job where you're constantly using your hands, then yeah, that's very much the case. It's always going to be a case-by-case scenario, so you can't put out into the atmosphere of you're going to regret this, because it depends per person, you know.
So I got a tattoo. My mother didn't speak to me for a week, and I know it's probably none of your business I got one, but I'm fixing to retire. I'm telling everything. My daughter was like, "That's disgusting, Mother. It's a tramp stamp." I say, "It's not a tramp stamp. It's your father's name."
Oh.
But it's sad, because now I'm like, I could never get married again, for heaven's sakes. And then the amazing thing, when my bladder shifted, everything shifted. Gravity takes care of a lot. It's kind of weird. My beloved's name is in my butt crack somewhere.
Ten out of 10 comedy right there. That was good. That got me. Oh god, that was funny. I needed that. I needed that laugh so bad. He got me a word search tattoo so I have something to do while he naps. I should get one of these because I nap so much. I feel bad for Tom, honestly. I mean, he don't care. He's happy playing the PlayStation or whatever, and I'm taking a nap. But should he ever get bored? Genius idea. I'm so for this. I feel like every sleepy person should get one to entertain those that are not so sleepy.
Anyone have an embarrassing tattoo and want to give me a little sympathy? I will show you the tattoo in a second, but when I was 14 or 15, my friends started doing stick and poke tattoos, and I was like, holy shit, I need that. I had been through a lot, I was feeling very Tumblr. Obviously, I needed a semicolon tattoo. I put in the fucking work begging my mom to get this tattoo. I was like, Mom, this has so much meaning, I'm so mature. But really, I was like, I'm gonna be tatted. After some back and forth, my mom said yes. I had my friend over immediately, she did her thing. I wish I had a picture of it when it was still fresh, because she actually slayed. It looked great. The problem was me, because when the tattoo was healing, I picked the scab. Why the fuck would you do that? Because I was 15 and nobody told me not to. So what was once a delicate and meaningful tattoo is now this. It looked like I got bit by a toddler, or like a really fucked up version of the Incredibles eye. Thankfully it is small, but it's in such a noticeable place. People are constantly like, oh, you have something on your finger. And I'm like, I know, right? What would you cover this up with if you were me? Can't just redo the semicolon because I went and got another fucking semicolon tattoo, which I also hate, but that's a conversation for another day. Anyway, Toad makeup, keep living.
First of all, I love their energy, and their makeup skills is incredible. Like, yes, perfection. I think the best thing to do is to not cover it up and to just do laser, because I'm pretty sure a couple of laser sessions will get rid of that so quickly because it's so faded. It doesn't look like it was done properly, obviously. So you're probably better off just going down the laser route should they want to, obviously. But if not, I would go down like the dandelion route, because it kind of looks like a very small little dandelion. So if you like perfected it a little bit, made it look like its purpose, you know, which would be to make it look like a dandelion, I think that would be really fucking cute, right? That would work. Or a daisy. It has like the structure of a daisy or a dandelion to me. How I tortured my clients recently. At least they're honest. Wow. Oh my gosh, that's, whoa. That's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love these so much. Whoa. Oh, work of art. These are freaking gorgeous. I'm looking again, I'm sorry. I just love the contrast in some of these, how some of it is so dark, but then there's a lot of negative space within some of them. Like this one with the leaves. Oh, gorgeous. They are honestly some beautiful tattoos. Like, 10 out of 10. Getting a blah tattoo. I can't do it. I don't have the voice for it. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so about this. I can't even. That is amazing. So good. Love it. The script is perfect. The white highlights are perfect. I love the bleh noises in metal music. Tom introduced me to a lot of people that do it. And there's just something about it that I love so much. One, I'm in awe of anyone that can make their voice do that. It's just incredible to me. I'm like, how? Like, I could never. I just don't have the vocal range to do that.
I'm about to show you probably one of the most unhinged tattoos I think I've ever seen. We all like what we like, and we all, you know, we're into different things. But spiders crawling out of my vagina is definitely not something I ever thought I would see. Like, anyone here who partakes in the furry cup, if you're going down on someone and you open up their nether regions and you just suddenly see a nest of spiders coming out, would you be like, oh, it's no? Because I know I certainly wouldn't.
I'm honestly all for people doing what they want, within reason, alright? Some people call me a hypocrite because I'm always like, you can do what you want with your body, just within reason. You know, like with serial killer tattoos, I feel like there should be a line. If I'm wrong, if that makes me a hypocrite, that's fine. That's so fine, I don't care, right? Same with this, you know, like, sure, whatever makes you happy, but it makes me feel itchy. I can't explain it, but seeing that makes me feel itchy. And of course, it's not my body, whatever. I'm itchy just looking at it. Because, like, in reality, that would be my worst nightmare. You know, to wake up and there's loads of freaking spiders around my coochie. You know what? I'll give them credit for being individual and for getting something I have never seen before. But Rhodey's reaction, 10 out of 10. We love Rhodey over here. Do you like weird abstract horror tattoos? Yes. Oh wow. Whoa. Oh my gosh, these are gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Whoa. These are beautiful. Wow. Oh my gosh, I've never seen a collection like this before from an artist. Like, they're so incredibly different and individual. It's so nice to see something different from your everyday tattoos. And of course, I love your everyday tattoos, like traditional, realism, neo-traditional. I of course love them so much, but it's a breath of fresh air when you see something so creative and artistic within tattoos. I love tattoo artists that do their art on people. That may sound weird, but instead of, say, using paper as a canvas, they've used humans as a canvas, and I know that's what all tattoos are, but there's something, it's just different to me, okay? I might not be making absolutely any sense right now. Things in my tattoo studio that just make sense. Okay, let's see. Snacks, yes. Yes, we have the juice. I love to see this. Okay, amazing. Yes, very much needed. Great. Oh, yes, very much needed. Amazing. Very much needed. I love seeing content like this so much. It's so nice to see that there are tattoo artists and tattoo studios taking a step forward and trying to do as much as they can to keep their clients feel safe and happy and give them a nice experience, because we all know, well, the majority of us know, that getting tattooed sucks, okay? It's not pleasant, it hurts, it's painful, it's a lot for the body to go through and your mind as well. So to have these little added elements to make the whole process easier, especially when it comes to like the nipple covers and the privacy screens, makes people that are nervous to, you know, expose themselves in such a way, you know, especially if they get like a sternum tattoo or something, you know, it can make anybody nervous. It would make me feel nervous. You know, I'm not one to just strip off and show the world my body. You know, like I get a little bit shy. And whether it is due to shyness or insecurity or from past traumatic experiences, to know that you're in safe hands with a tattoo artist that cares about your well-being, oh, I love to see this. This is what I'm saying. There is so much good within the tattoo industry. It sucks that there is just bad as well. That time a client brought her Karen mum to her appointment.
Please, the love of God, leave your mothers at home, because some of them are so fucking Karens. And Karens are the most unhinged people in the world. I don't know why the science has not gone behind this as an explanation as to why Karens are the way they are. But they're fucking insane. So I gotta punch every single one of them. So, picture this, okay? This client comes in to me, she's freshly 18, she goes, can I bring someone along to my appointment? I was like, of course, babes, bring whoever you want along. I know tattoos are fucking daunting, so it's no problem at all, okay? She comes with her mom. She seems lovely, you know, she's got the little updo going on. That should be my first fucking red sign. I saw that bob come in, I was like, oh, this bitch is gonna be Karen. But no, I was like, she seemed lovely, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what are we tattooing today? Oh, she goes, I'm getting a lily for my mom. I was like, oh, bless, blah, blah, blah. I was like, is this your mom? She goes, the mother goes, why, do you think I look old? I go, no, you're just an elderly lady with the daughter, unless you're her partner. I was like, are you a partner? She's like, no, I'm her mom, that's really inappropriate. I was like, I can't win in this situation, I can't win. So I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. Blah, 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 we're downstairs, we're tattooing, okay? I put the stencil on. The mom is just like, no, I'm not happy with this. I want this moved. I'm like, is it your body? Is it your tattoo? No. So I say, silencio. Bruno, por favor. I was like, oh my God, okay, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. We were out there for 20 minutes putting this lily on. And when I say the lily was about this size, it was fucking tiny. So, she's happy with the placement, the mom's happy with the placement. We start tattooing, okay? And guys, I know people are scared when getting a tattoo, but like, that's our jobs. We know what we're doing. Well, people who are like good at tattooing know what they're doing. So I was like, yeah, I can do this. My eyes closed, blah, blah. I do so many lilies all the time. So I was like, yeah, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. And the mom kept like basically Inspector Clouseau looking at me with her fucking magnifying glass nearly, being like, oh, that line's this, that line's a bit shaky. Why are you pulling the skin like that? I was like, let me do my fucking job, babe. Let me do my job. I was like, do you want to sit down and do it? She's like, can I? I was like, no, you're well, I shouldn't have said those words. So I go for lunch. Okay, I'm like, you guys want to stay here? She's like, oh, we'll go for lunch, we'll come back. And then they came back earlier before me, which is fine, you know, they were just sitting at my station, whatever. I come back in, blah, 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 I'm with my bagel. When I walk into the room, my jaw drops. I dropped my bagel on the floor. I paid fucking $5.50 for it, but it was on the floor. Look at her. I go, what are you doing? She's tattooing her fucking daughter, okay? This woman doesn't know how to tattoo. I go, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I just wasn't happy with one of the lines here, so I decided to change it myself. Are you the tattoo? Here, actually, you know what? Here you go. I'll wait here, right here. I'll wait right here. You go ahead, no, go ahead. And she was like, I tattooed my daughter because I wasn't happy with the line. I was like, oh, but it's your body. She goes, no, but my daughter wasn't happy then. I look at her, I was like, are you not happy? She's like, well, no, I was, but my mom decided. So you decided for her. And she was like, no, I'm just not happy with it. Why are you getting me lip and everything? So I was like, okay, let me have a look at the tattoo. The tattoo was fucking jacked up. So I was like, what have you done? She's like, oh, I haven't done it correctly, but it looks like an easy fix. I go, babes, this is a fine line, like flower. How am I meant to fix this? Because all the lines are jagged and stuff. And the daughter is like crying at this stage. And I go, the only way I can fix this is if I do a thick line on it now. And she's like, can you not fix it with a thin line? I was like, do you understand? Do you understand? 2 plus 2 does not equal 5, equals 4. How am I meant to do this? When you've got, basically wiggled the line. The only way I can fix it was a thick line. And the daughter's like, I really want thick lines, blah, blah, blah. And I go, babes, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm going to have to do. The mom was like, yeah, well, you should have thought about that before you got the tattoo. You were the one who fucking ruined it. So I was like, look, I can't deal with your mother being here right now. Do you think you have to leave? She's like, I'm not leaving anywhere. This is my daughter. So I was like, you need to leave or I need to like de-escalate the situation. So she left with her, spoke to the daughter. We fixed the tattoo. I just had to make it thicker. But then the mom goes, that's too thick. You're bloody thick in the head tattooing your daughter. Leave your mom's at home. I swear to God, they're actually the most insane people in the world. Why? Like what?
I just want Jamie to sit down and breathe. Like, anytime I see one of these freaking videos, I'm like, Jamie, honey, you have to sit down. You have to breathe. But this is the problem with bringing people to your appointments, okay? Obviously, again, I don't know how true this story is. Sometimes Jamie's stories, I'm like, is this really real? But then you never know with people nowadays, right? Like, people are so unhinged. It wouldn't actually shock me if it was real, you know? Anyway, besides the point, this is why some tattoo artists are very much against people bringing other people, because some plus ones don't know how to act.
I got a matching tattoo with a dying stranger. This is the insane story of how I met stranger number 549 out of 1,000 in my series, better known as Don Caskey. This story is long, but it'll probably make you cry, so buckle up. To set the scene, in the summer of 2022, I drove to all the lower 48 states to ask 1,000 strangers for life advice and to photograph them on a 50-year-old camera. On June 20th, 2022, I was making my way from Springer, New Mexico up to Broomfield, Colorado, when an RV trailer tipped over on the highway in front of me. It ended up blocking all the lanes of the highway and there was no way to drive around it. So a bunch of us who were tired of sitting in our cars got out and met each other on the highway. That's where I actually asked quite a few strangers for life advice. The key detail here, however, is that I was stuck on the highway for 2 hours, delaying my planned day by 2 hours. Eventually the RV got moved and traffic continued forward and I made it to Colorado Springs by the evening. At this point, I hadn't showered in 3 days, and that's with walking miles every day in brutal heat. I could literally smell myself because I was so gross. That's when you know it's bad, when you can smell yourself. Still, I wanted to spend an hour in Colorado Springs talking to some strangers there before staying in a hotel in Broomfield about 90 minutes north. One of the very first strangers I talked to was this person, a stranger 543 in my series, who says to me, "Oh my God, you're the second person to approach me today saying you're talking to strangers." I'm like, oh, what? They said, yeah, there's this other guy going around getting matching tattoos with strangers because he has terminal cancer. He's totally covered in hundreds of tiny tattoos. He was just here like an hour ago. I'm thinking, oh my God, this guy sounds legendary, and I missed him by an hour? What kind of weird fate is it that our paths were this close to crossing? Oh well, I guess it wasn't meant to be. I keep talking to strangers, and I get to the final photo of the roll of film I was shooting, and I go into a gift shop and ask the cashier for life advice. As with all the strangers I talked to, I gave that cashier my full attention. Partway through her giving me her life advice, a man scoots past me in the store, and I don't look at him, I just kind of move out of his way. I finish the conversation with the cashier, take her photo, and as I'm walking out of the store to go to my car and continue 90 minutes up to Broomfield to my hotel, I hear a man say, "Are you doing a documentary?" I turn around, and there he is. A tall white man with a big beard and hundreds of tattoos. The same man who scooted by me a few minutes earlier and I hadn't even noticed. It was Don Caskey. So I tell him about what I'm doing. We realize we're both from Ohio, and being in Colorado Springs was unusual for both of us, making our meeting extra serendipitous. Don was there because he was picking up his son from jail in Colorado Springs to take him back to Ohio. Crazy. Anyway, Don tells me about how in 2019 he got diagnosed with stage 4 kidney cancer. Stage 4, if you don't know, usually means it's not curable, and he was given anywhere from a few months to a few years left at most. That's when he decided that the only thing he could take with him when he goes are memories. So he set out to get matching tattoos with complete strangers as a way of creating human connection and memories that he can take with him, and memories for those strangers that will live on with them too. In that gift shop, I'm like getting goosebumps hearing him tell me his story, but again, I just shot the last photo of the roll of film that I had. I didn't have any extra rolls in my bag with me. My car was a few blocks away, and again, for whatever reason, I was like, I guess it's just not meant to be. I don't have any more film, and I don't want to make him walk over to my car. So we parted ways in that gift shop, and I went back to my car, and I sat there for quite a while, partially planning my route up to the hotel and partially just thinking. And right as I put my car into reverse, I look up, and there's Don Caskey walking by my car without even knowing, and I quickly put my car into park, open my door, and I holler at him saying, "Hold on, Don, I have more film. If you've got a couple minutes, I'll load up a new roll, ask you about what you wish you knew earlier, and I'll take your photo. You can be part of my series." And he's like, "Of course I've got a couple minutes. Let's do it, man." He tells me about how he wished he wouldn't have worked so many hours because he missed out on a lot of life. He said when he got diagnosed, he lost everything, and that's when he got more than he ever had in his life. He said human connection is the most important thing, and without it, there's no real reason to live. I take his photo, and that's when it hits me. I've never even wanted a tattoo, but this was like a divine intervention. I knew I had to do it. So we scheduled an appointment for 2 days later. I came back down to Colorado Springs to get a tattoo, fittingly, of a roll of film. I got mine on my forearm, and he got his on his knee, done by the very talented Richie Billion. Usually the film I used would have the number 400 on it, but as it turns out, I was the 435th stranger to get a matching tattoo with him, so we made it say 435 instead. It is absolutely absurd to think about how many things had to happen for our matching tattoo to happen. Just from my end, there's a chance that we would not have met had I spent even an an extra day in any of the previous 29 states that I had been to over the previous 42 days. It may not have happened if the RV hadn't tipped over on the highway for 2 hours during that same day. It may not have happened for about a million other reasons, but it happened. And it was life-changing for me. I went on my journey across America talking to strangers to find the meaning of life, and in a lot of ways, I found it in Don Caskey. The meaning of life isn't to live forever or be happy all the time, it's to experience everything fully. The good, the bad, the in-between. Don and I kept in touch after my journey, and he was so excited to see my book of all 1,000 photos of the strangers I met across America, and he wanted to be on the cover. But unfortunately, Don passed away at the beginning of February 2023. His memory lives on within the tattoo on my wrist and the tattoos he shared with over 700 other people by the time he passed. And of course, he's going to be a part of the cover of my book too.
I mean, it's incredible. I enjoy content like this so much. I'm so glad that I already knew of Don Caskey's story. I think I've reacted to a few TikToks about it throughout my series. His story is so incredibly inspiring, and yeah, like I said, I'm glad I knew about it, because otherwise I probably would be a sobby mess right now, because stuff like that really does touch me, especially as I witnessed my mum battle cancer on and off for 9 years. So stories like that really do hit me hard, you know? Oh, it's just so inspiring. It was just meant to be. Like this person just said, it was meant to be. They crossed paths a couple of times. You know, like they were meant to work together. They were meant to talk to each other. I'm supposed to be smarter than this. Oh no. Are we outside? Oh no. Oh hell no. What is happening right now? I can't. No. I mean, it looks like it's done by a professional, right? I'm assuming. The caption says, if tattoos are being done, I'm getting a tattoo done. I don't know what to tell you. I can't. There is something, I don't know, I think this might be a me thing, but I absolutely hate the idea of being tattooed outside like this. Like, I just do not like the idea of being tattooed outside, because there are bugs, and bugs, while some of them are cute and all of that, bugs are disgusting. They carry so many germs and that, and like, knowing my luck, if that was me, I would have a bug land on my fresh brand new tattoo while it's being tattooed, you know, open wound, and then you got poo particles from the bug within that. Like, it's just gross to me, you know? Obviously there could be a bug within a tattoo studio, but I've personally never had a bug land on me while being tattooed. I don't know, I'm just not one for outside tattoos. Of course, if it's like a culture thing or what have you, then that's my exception, 100%. You're at like some kind of music festival, you know, like, just wait. I guess it makes a good memory, right? I don't know. Steroid eye drops for the rest of my life after not taking my 8-year-old daughter's advice to not get my eyeballs tattooed. No. You are kidding me right now. Eyes are war in sympathy. I like the look of eyeball tattoos, I really do, but at the same time, I certainly do not think that they are worth the risk of losing your eyesight or having complications. I hear more horror stories when it comes to eyeball tattoos than I don't. There's so many things that could go wrong with them, and your eyesight is so freaking precious, you know? It just seems so careless to do it, you know? At the end of the day, it's people's body, they can do what they want, but yeah. Ooh. Okay, my darlings, I'm gonna react to one more for this video.
So I bought a tattoo gun. I wanted to give myself a few small tattoos today. I actually bought it a few months ago and have been practicing on fake skin. I am not trying to become a tattoo artist. I mainly got it for fun and to give myself small tattoos. Look how effing cute this little ghost is. I don't know, I just wanted to learn how to do it, and I also wanted to be able to give my friends little tattoos whenever they wanted. I have such a respect for tattoo artists. This is way harder than it looks. I've done a few other small ones on myself, but I love the way these turned out. I will definitely be doing more.
I cannot with people like this. I just, ooh, I can't. Hang on, let me take my headphones off. Okay, it's business time. I cannot stand this type of content. This is the worst type of content when it comes to tattoo TikTok, in my opinion. The whole taking tattooing lightly, it just infuriates me so much. The whole, I don't want to be a tattoo artist, I just want to do it for fun. You are more than okay to buy a tattoo machine and practice on fake skin if it's something you want to explore or something you want to try. It is very much an art form. That's okay, you're not hurting absolutely anybody. But to just tattoo yourself and then your friends as well, and still not even want to become a tattoo artist, sometimes I can give a little bit of leeway to people that are struggling to find an apprenticeship. Because sometimes, depending on where you live, finding an apprenticeship is very hard. You know, and if someone has a raw talent for it and they're really trying hard and they're trying to learn as much as they can through the internet, even though I don't agree with that or whatever, but you know, like sometimes I can be like, all right, whatever. But to take it so lightly, oh, it's infuriating. It's so, how can you be so unaware of how dangerous tattooing can be and to take it so lightly, to be tattooing on a bed. And if you don't know what you're doing, first of all, you can just fuck up your skin. But that is of course a you problem. So whatever, that's your fault. Then to fuck up your friend's skin, that's not so cool. But then to potentially put yourself in hospital because you give yourself an infection, that's one thing. But to potentially harm your friends by giving them an infection and then putting them in hospital, it won't be you paying for their medical bills, it will be them, okay? Because it was their choice to do that to their body at the end of the day. Like, how can anyone live with themselves? I could never. I could literally never. Knowing that I haven't taken the full precautions a tattoo artist would do to then tattoo someone wherever, and then that person ends up with sepsis and ends up nearly dying and then has thousands upon thousands upon thousands of pounds of medical bills. I just don't understand. I don't understand why tattooing is seen as something everybody can do when tattoo artists, the professional, go through years of training. Does this person know about cross-contamination, bloodborne pathogens, how you should dispose of needles correctly? Or are they just putting things in any old bin? Oh Lord. There are just some things that should be left to the professionals, okay? Anyway, my darlings, that is it for today's video. I'm so thankful and grateful that you have spent some time with me. I appreciate you all so dang much, and thank you to everyone that does tag me in tattoo TikToks. Without you, this series would not be possible. And yeah, until my next one, bye.